Do you see it stopping anytime soon? Like, for example, like the younger, obviously the younger demographics coming up now, and they're opting out to go to like bigger cities now. I think I was reading the other day that 152 people a day move to Austin, and it's a huge city now. And these people
Yes.
are just moving out of the valley, and I feel like it will have lasting complications in the future.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. What is happening across the region is that we're getting older. For example, the two bigger counties here, Cameron and Hidalgo. In 2017, Cameron County's median age, which is the point at which is right in the middle, 50% are younger and 50% are older, was 31.4 years old. That was the median age. In 2010, that was 30.2. So that was an increase of 1.2 years the population overall was a little bit older. Hidalgo County is still a little bit younger. Right now it sits at about 28.9%. So, but still, it was even younger in 2010. And if you go back even more, a couple of decades back, it's even younger. So overall, the population is getting older. What you wind up seeing is that each cohort, as it's moving up, the cohort behind it, or the generation behind it rather, is not as big relative to the entire population. So we're kind of, each segment is getting a little bit older. Just to give you some perspective here, I want to play with some large segment. Let's look at the population that is 19 years and younger, and then the population from, say, 20 years to about 59, and then the population from 60 on up. That first group, of course, is all those kids who are probably still in school, who may have some part-time jobs, a few of them, but not a major portion of them. When you compare that population, say, from 2010 to 2017, it didn't change a lot. For example, it did decrease overall in Cameron County. It dropped about 2%. In Hidalgo County, it dropped about 1.5%. And it is still well, you have the three sections, right? It's about a third of the population.
Okay.
Now, that middle group, the one from 20 to 59, which is where most people do most of their work period for their lives, that kind of remains stable. It's at about 48% in Cameron and 49% in Hidalgo. It dropped just 0.1%, which is almost margin of error. So it wasn't a very noticeable drop. So we see that that's pretty stable. But the one that is increasing is that population 60 years and older. That's the only overall population group that is actually growing. It went up 1.5% in Hidalgo County and almost 2% in Cameron County. But let's look a little bit, when you dig a little bit deeper, let's look back at that population, that young population, the ones that high school and on down.
Mm-hmm.
The group that is five and under, the kids that haven't entered school yet, those are dropping significantly, almost 0.5% in Hidalgo County and about 1% in Cameron County. So that group is getting smaller, and the group that's already in high school, or the ones that are already in school, are also decreasing.